Hello and welcome. We're just getting everybody started in here. Hello, testing, testing. All right, we're going to give it just a couple minutes. We'll get started. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. We're going to cover a bunch of stuff on AIO here. Give it about 3 or 4 minutes. We'll get started. All right, looks like there's a bunch of people on. Let's get started. My name is Chris O'Connell. Thanks for joining. We are the launch group. We'll get started here. Here says hello. All right, I am going to switch it up to, let's see, get my demo account going. Give me just a second. We'll get a demo account opened up and we're going to cover some great stuff today. All right, let's get started. I'm going to share my screen now. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Great.
All right, welcome. So let's get started. I've got a couple of things going on. I think we should cover probably cover a couple of things on setting up. So let me start with some important stuff. So we're going to cover AIO. I'm going to try to cover in a very short period of time as much as I can to get people started. I know that we've also put out an offer in the group to give everybody a head start. I know, we sort of started this in mind with, hey, people will be able to use this tool if we provide some resources and stuff. And I think some people are still having trouble with some of the initial setup stuff. So we want to make sure everybody gets off to the right start. We did pause enrollments for a period of about 30 days. We're waitlisting people now to sign up once we get back online. Everybody that's already signed up, it's business as usual. Everything's going to keep marching on, but we're circling back to you to make sure everybody gets what they need and make sure that we provide the right level of support. We're also going to take some lessons learned and start to improve the product with some new features. So there's going to be a lot of new features coming out. I know there's just a ton of stuff in the pipeline, both on the platform itself and as far as what we plan to offer within the system. So I'm going to kind of get back to the beginning again and just kind of do a get started today and talk about the things that, I would do if I were just logging into the system for the first time. I'm going to cover some background or basics, try not to get too technical, but I'm trying to give everybody a perspective of what needs to be done. And I think one of the things that gets confusing in the beginning is websites and domain names and stuff. So I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to talk about custom values, and I'm going to try to answer some questions as we go. And I'm going to show you some of the new resources that are in the system. And hopefully by then we'll be 20 minutes or 30 minutes from now, and everybody will be feeling a little more comfortable with what this is, or hopefully I don't create a whole bunch of new questions, but here we go. So I can't get my website. Not sure what that means, but let's get back to it. All right, so everybody see this okay? Can you guys see my, I just have a slide up. Everybody okay seeing that? Sean, can you see my screen? I just want to make sure before I get started here. Yes, okay, thank you. All right, so how do you locate things on the internet? It's pretty simple or pretty basic, but imagine this is your server sitting out here in the middle of nowhere land, and you want to make sure that people can find this mailbox or this server that's kind of sitting out here. And so in internet language, there's usually two things. There's a IP, it's an internet protocol address, right? And this is an older style address. This is an IP version 4. That's not really important to you, but what it means is there's a string of numbers separated by decimal points. And if you were to put a number like that in the top of your web browser, it's likely to take you to something. It might take you to a server. If there's a web page on that server, you might get to see a different page. But a name like that is not very memorable, and it's not always easy to type in every time you want to get somewhere, right? So once the IP address is kind of anchored there, the next step is usually to find a domain name, and the domain name or that you purchase from a GoDaddy or somebody like that. You can pick, as long as it's available, because they're all unique. As long as the website name you want is available, somebody will probably sell it to you, right? And so for the demonstration here, I'm just going to say mywebsite.com. Now .com is popular, right? That's kind of what everybody kind of started with, right? A lot of businesses started with a .com. And so mywebsite.com is a lot easier to type in than 185.206.180.117, right? And so to get people to find your server, you want a memorable name. So then you typically put this on collateral, like a business card or a sign or something, right? That way people know, they remember this name, they type it in, it gets translated to this number, it gets pointed to your server so they can find your web page. Everybody follow me so far?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So let's look further at what is a domain. A domain is broken up into a couple of different parts. The first part is the protocol. And so you might have seen an HTTPS or an HTTP. S is the secured version. And then it's usually :/ and then www.mywebsite.com. And so this is typically your root domain. These things, get added or removed. If you typed an HTTP, chances are you might still get there. It might switch over automatically for you, depending on how the server is set up. If you include a www or not, that may or may not get there, but that's typically called like a subdomain. Then here's the domain name. So if we're looking for Chris's Excellent Credit Repair, and I go to GoDaddy and I type in Chris's Excellent Credit Repair, I'll see if that's available, right? Let's do it. So we're going to go to a new window. I'm going to go to GoDaddy domain search. And so I want to buy a domain. I want to find Chris's Excellent Credit Repair. Chris's Excellent Credit Repair base. It's going to go out and it says, hey, guess what? ChrisExcellentCreditRepair.com is available. I can get it for $1. And then they have all these add-on plans and stuff. So I go, cool, okay, I'm going to get that. So I have an account, I sign in, I get it for the $1 offer. They're going to try to pump me up on a bunch of other upsells, like, do I want people to know my home address of what I registered this website, or do I want privacy, or do I want to protect it from, or do I want to add an email or whatever? At the very least, you want to have your own domain name, right? And so how this comes back to today's lesson is your website piece is kind of like how people find you on the internet. Now let's step into reality of how this applies to you. When you first sign up for our credit repair software, there is usually you get a response email back from our support team that says, hey, congratulations, to log into your software, it's whatever your business name is, .launchcro.com/admin portal, right? And so people will look at this address and go, oh, you're on Launch, right? And so your subdomain is here, but you're still kind of riding on our own domain. So when we say, hey, you want to private label this or make it your own, right? You go through that kind of transformation process after you sign up, where you open up the support ticket and you get them to do the domain settings, or they tell you how to do those settings. What you're really doing is you're trying to convert from an address like this to an address like this, where your name is kind of in the root or the domain that you bought. Chris's Excellent Credit Repair is here. So people don't know I'm using Launch, and everybody thinks it's my own, right? And so that's the first part of like a domain conversion with your credit repair software. As we continue on, we know that AIO typically has a funnel and it has a website in it. And so, we talked about this HTTPS, Chris's Excellent Credit Repair.com. You might want your overall website to show up when somebody types in that address. You also might have navigation on the website that points to your pricing page, that points to your About Us page. And then you might have some other stuff in the footer, like, how does someone visiting my web page get to my Facebook business page? So it's facebook.com/yourcompany, and maybe my Instagram, and maybe right? So there's a lot of different like navigation links. A lot of them are dependent on having your domain set up first. and then these subdomain or these page links within your your domain then point to other navigation stuff. And so when you think about this is in terms of AIO, we didn't know your domain name when we set this up. However, there's a lot of places in your content, your emails, your website templates and stuff, where this information needs to get customized so that it points to the right places and it all works. The same would be said for the lead magnet funnel. And so you might have your domain here, and then you might have /credit tips gets them to the landing page. And then once they submit their email, it takes them to a second page, and that might be at your domain, but it's a thank you page, right? So this directory or this tree kind of structure of how you navigate from one page to another to make these things findable is all kind of, you can see this common theme is your domain is important. It's probably one of the first things you should do in all-in-one if you haven't done it yet. And then these other pages will make sense and they'll work and they'll be connected. So everybody with me so far? Does that make sense? Like one of the first things we should talk about is domain setup.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to go into my awesome all-in-one software. And I've just got like a demo spot here. I'm going to go to settings. And again, there's a bunch of menu choices here at the top. There's a bunch of fields on this main page I landed on. And I would start here. So domains has its own link. I click on domains and I don't see a domain here. There's nothing here. So we just bought chris'sexcellentcreditrepair.com. What we want to do is add the button here, and then we go www.chris. And then it tells me that I need to do something else. I need to use one of these crazy IP addresses, and it's going to be different, I think, for everybody, and add an A record, or I'm going to need to add a C record and use this particular name for the www, right? And then
Hey, Chris, I'm sorry to cut you off, Chris. Yeah, it should be the same, like 34 for everybody, and then it's recommended that they add both.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah, if they do both, it'll be better.
Okay, and then there's a how-to video if we want to go watch that, right, to see how to do that. Note, please make sure. Do we dare do this, Sean? Should we do it live? Hate doing live demos.
Did you already purchase that domain?
No, I was going to fake it. Let's see. I have a bunch in here, so I'm just gonna sign in and use one that I don't.
You could do it really fast, and it should connect pretty quickly.
All right. Sign in. Boo, boo, boo. Let's go find my domains. I'm gonna find a domain that I have already. America's Best Credit. Let's do that one. So I want to use my domain. I want to manage.
I think it's like all the way down. It's like, yeah, manage DNS.
Manage my DNS. So I'm going to go here. And I'm going to add an A record, right? And so the A record that we want to add is this one. Add an A record pointing to that. So A record points to, keep me honest, Sean.
Yeah, actually you gotta just change, edit the one that says parked right there.
Okay.
Yeah, because you could just change the parked to 34 or 68.
No extra spaces.
Yep.
Save. And then we also want to do the C name.
Yeah, you just change the @ sign to the funnels dot messenger.
Make sure there's no extra spaces. Hit save. All right, and then
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay, so Control C, back here, paste that in. And has been added successfully.
Yeah, then you can select which one you want to select it to. Yeah, one trick here is that you kind of have to do it twice. You have to click on the pencil again.
Okay.
And then it's going to ask you which page do you want to be on.
The home page. Yep.
Yeah.
And then I hit save.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, and so that's a really important setting in this process. And you may not have GoDaddy, you might have Namecheap, you might have, you know, Cloudflare, you might have, you know, all kinds of other domain name registration places. So you'd want to follow those directions wherever those are. And then let's see, funnels and websites. I'm going to go to the website. And I'm going to pick this one. And then I'm going to go kind of preview. I'm just going to see if it's already there. If not, I got to go make sure it's connected. Hey, look at that. So see how it says America's Best Credit Restoration? That's the domain I had that I went and used. And the home page, that we're looking at the home page. Now there are other steps in here, like the Facebook ad link. See how I hover over that? That's just Facebook right now. If I hover over that, that's Instagram. If I hover over that, that's Twitter. And so what I would want to do is customize these links. Also, the navigation that goes to terms and conditions, privacy policy, contact us. So everybody's like, all right, Chris, I'm with you so far. We have a domain, the website's accessible now, but all these navigation things are going to wacky places. How is that, or why is that? Well, we don't, one of the things that we struggled with this is, imagine everybody's system has 200 or more web email templates or email templates in there, and they all have links and things. The websites all have multiple links and stuff. So what we did was we created like almost like a directory lookup or a custom value where you can enter a value in one place, and wherever that link happens to be inside the content, whether it be an email address, I'm sorry, an email or a web page or a navigation page, it should link in and connect to those. So you don't have to like manually update it in every different location. So the next thing I would suggest that we do is go back to your settings. I'm going to get out of this website. I'm going to go down to settings. And the next place I'm going to go is this custom values. And so I would go in here. And you can see I already have some stuff in here that are kind of placeholders. Some of them are blank, some of them have some junk in them. But now what I would want to do is I would want to enter my address here. So how do I enter my company address here? I click on the little pencil, and then I type in the value here for my address. 123 Main Street. Save. Now by doing that, let's see if it makes a fool out of me. I'm going to go back to the website. And hopefully it's here, fingers crossed. I go down to the home page. There should be, I guess I don't see it yet. You want to contact us page? No, that's the wrong link. I'm gonna go back. Contact us. Let's see if it's in here. You see all these funky values? Curly brace, custom value, company name. Curly brace, company address, line 1. So we just filled in that company address, line 1, and right now I'm in an edit mode, but I'm going to click preview. And you see that 123 Main Street just showed up? Pretty cool, right?
Yep.
So that's how those values will populate through the content. So again, one of the important things to do now that we have our domain set up is to go through the custom values and make sure we add our custom values. And there are going to be custom values in here for a number of different things. Custom values. Let's try something harder. So we know agent name, where's company name? Enter your company name. So it's, I'm making stuff up. Chris's, I can't type there. I got to hit the edit pencil. No, now I can do it. Your value, Chris's, excellent, credit, repair, save. Now, guess what? I go back here and I hit refresh. And the name is filled in, where earlier when we were editing this stuff, it was really a curly brace. It was this crazy stuff, right? It was for company name. It was curly brace, custom underscore values dot company name underscore name, right? And that's the value I put in it. So wherever this piece of code is in the content, it's now replaced it. So if you change the name of your company, you update a phone number. The cool part about this is you go in here and enter it in custom values in one location, and it should pre-populate into the other locations. It cuts down on a lot of administrative time, cuts down on a lot of setup headaches. It cuts down on the error prone of, did I update it here and forget to change it there, right? Instead of changing it 200 different locations, like the footer of every email, you change it in a custom value. Your Facebook page link, right? Typically Facebook page links, again, I don't have a real page here, so I'm gonna just make it up, but let's say it's Chris's, excellent. If this was the real location, right? Excellent credit repair, right? And then you hit save, and now there it is, it's changed here. But if you go to back down here to the footer, didn't do it. Refresh. Come on, baby. There it is. See, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm hovering over the link, and in the lower left-hand corner, there's a little gray thing that says https://facebook.com Chris Excellent CR. So that value is now updated in the footer of my website. You'd want to do that to like the terms and conditions page. You'd want to do that to the privacy page. You'd want to do that to the contact us page. So let's pick another one that's tough. So this terms and conditions page, I'm going to go back to, these are all previews. Come on, give me a sign. I'm going to go back to funnel websites. I'm going to open this in a new tab.
Hey, why are you doing that? Quick question. So what if we already have our website, and I know you got this pre-built one in here, but what if we already have our website and we want to connect it?
Where is it located?
In Bluehost.
Is it a WordPress site or is it something different?
I want to say WordPress.
Okay. Here's the advice I'm giving people on WordPress websites. In the next, I'm going to say two months to be safe, maybe 3 months, hopefully sooner. If it's sooner, I'll be a hero. The platform will support WordPress websites. So what I would do today, I told somebody this earlier or yesterday, I would plan a 1 to 2 phase approach. If you have a website and you're happy with it, leave it there for a short period of time. Once WordPress hosting gets released into the all-in-one platform capability, then you should be able to migrate it fairly easy. And there'll be a process where maybe you back it up using a utility, or you download a copy and you upload it into the all-in-one in the proper place where the website is hosted. That will be the least painful, easiest way to do that. If you said, Chris, I want to move my website today, the difficulty you may have is the page editor that created it on a WordPress site, and some of the plugins or the extra apps that you have making all the fancy features on your website may not be available inside the website builder we have in all-in-one. And when I say that, I'm going to go into the website here and show you. This is not WordPress, right? And so when I go to edit the home page of the website, I have a different style web page editor. And so if you said, Chris, I'm impatient, I want to move my website that I already have built into this tool today, I would say, yep, you're gonna have a little work ahead of you. You're going to need to create the page. You're going to have to add sections and rows, and you're going to have to rebuild with all of these different locations, right? Like text placeholders, type in the text, add the pictures, add your top navigation bar, you know, add in reviews and stuff. You're going to have to basically try to create a copy of your website pages, page by page, into the builder here. In 2 months, 3 months, I'm hoping it'll be a lot easier where you can just import it. If you didn't have a website today, this is geared primarily towards you today, that there's already a website in here that you can customize to your heart's content. That's my best advice at this point. I think that if you have a website that you like that's already in WordPress, there are some incremental changes you can do to connect it to all-in-one to start taking advantage of your opportunities. Like, let's pretend somebody goes to your awesome website and they're ready to get started. They're ready to buy from you, so they click the button. I would have that take you to a page where your credit repair sign-up sheet or your form for your credit repair is there. So they type in their name, their phone number, or their email address, hit save, and it goes directly into your credit repair software. Wherever that website is hosted, it should be possible to add that functionality. You can add a sign-up form, you could add an affiliate form, you could connect it up so you can have them book an appointment in your calendar, in your all-in-one. All that stuff is possible. So that's why I would say plan your approach to be in a couple of phases. If you like your website today, maybe add a couple of minor changes that get things to connect and load into all-in-one and into credit repair, your credit repair software. If you don't have a website today, here's the opportunity to use one of the free ones that we included with the AIO and start using that, configure that for your needs. If you know, and again, the good news is in a few months, when the web WordPress hosting is available inside this platform, you are going to be able to get a couple of advantages. One of them is you can say, once you've migrated your website, you can say goodbye to the hosting fees that you might be paying on GoDaddy or someplace else. You will also see an improvement of probably 20% or so on the speed, because the capability coming to this platform is one of the Google experimental hosting platforms. So you're going to get a very fast host, probably faster than what you're getting on GoDaddy or one of those competitors today. And so you'll be able to save your money on your hosting. You'll be able to get faster speed specs, and you'll be able to customize your website to your heart's content. That's what I would say about websites today. Let me back up. I'm just taking you through a couple more settings and custom settings while we're here. Let's see, I'm missing a bunch of chat stuff. Custom values, add links to global settings. Yes, Christopher, that's right. That's good. Can you do the logo? Yes, you can. Site itself and copy the storage location. All right, we'll cover what that means. I don't understand anything after the logo. Cover routing the domain to the pre-built. Yeah, so Jessica, let's do that. Go over the calendar settings so people can make an appointment. Okay. All right, let's try to cover all these things quick. So on the website, we talked about navigation like terms and conditions. So I'm going to go into settings there. This is terms and conditions. So I want to get, is it settings? Not what I'm looking for, Chris. Back up. Edit. Advanced. Nope, I don't want that. I want general. Back. Settings. Okay, so one of the questions I saw in the chat was, we just let Chris do the demo. So under settings, remember how we connected the domain, then we picked what website or funnel we wanted to connect it to. And then right here, there's a place for the domain. You can actually, if you have more than one domain, in this case, I've got just the one, and it's connected already. So you'd want to make sure that your website is connected to the domain that you added in the settings earlier. And then the next thing you'd want to do is, there are paths to some of these things. And what I was looking for is on the pages, terms and conditions, settings for that page. You see how this URL has a path. Terms and conditions is just /TCS. So it's, you know, Chris's excellent credit repair.com/TCS. So where do I go get that proper path? So if you go and preview, and I'm going to open it in a new tab, and then you see it goes America's Best Credit Restoration. That's the domain we connected in the demo /TCS. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go back to the custom values for the terms and conditions page. I'm a little blind, so bear with me. Website terms and conditions. Terms and conditions page link. So I'm going to go here and do edit. I'm going to paste in the complete URL that we just had and hit save. Now you can see America's Best Credit Restoration.com/TCS. So that is now where, if I go, yeah, I'm in a preview mode. If I go here, terms and conditions, we know that that's there. Privacy policy would be another one. So we can go preview that. Here's your privacy policy. I'm going to copy that. We're going to go back here and we're going to find privacy policy page link. We're going to paste that in, and I'm going to hit save. So I'm not going to go through every single one of these settings today, but what I want to show you is how this impacts. We're going to preview that home page again. And then at the bottom, remember terms and conditions. I don't know if you can see this in the lower left-hand side of my screen. Oops. I'll bring it up so maybe you can see it. But right here, you see how it goes to americasbestcreditrestoration.com/TCS and privacy policy /privacy-policy. That's how those navigations get fixed, because they're linked to those custom values. Same with Facebook. Remember, we were doing that. Now it's Chris's excellent credit repair page. If you had Instagram and Twitter, you can go and do that again through these custom values. You would just have to go down to where the Facebook page is, Facebook page link. And so there's Chris's excellent credit repair, right? So you follow me so far? This is how custom values influence navigation on your website, and how your website's connected to your domain, and how those pages land. Same thing would apply for, we've previewed web pages. The same thing would apply for your funnels. So if I were to go back out of here, I go back out, I'm going to go to funnels web pages. I'm going to go down to funnels. And so if you were to pick one of the existing funnels and look at the settings, you would need to connect a domain. So the America's Best Credit, and then you'd have a path to get to that particular thing. So now that I've set the domain that it's connected to, and I hit save, if I were to go okay, I'm going to go out and look at a preview. So this is connected now to my domain. The URL on the preview looks a little different. That's why it's a little nervous. I need to go back and see what's going on there. Why was that changed? Settings. So book appointment. We should be able to grab this. Go look at the preview, and let's see if we just put that right on the end of this. There we go. So that's how it could be located. So you could actually take this link, make a Facebook post, and drive people to this. This is how you drive people to your funnel, so they come in on this particular page, right? Once you've edited and get it connected up.
Hey, Chris, back up one step on that again, because that's what you just did there is what I want to do.
All right. So we're going to go back and look at funnels.
Right.
And we're going to, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
That wasn't me. This is Ken speaking now. Funnels.
I know somebody else was talking. I was trying to understand what they're saying. So funnels, yeah, we were just in funnels. I'm going to pick funnel number 1, book appointments, right? And so I'm going to go into that page to edit it. And then at the top, you see that we're on page 1, and at the top on settings, we want to make sure it's connected to the domain so we know how to find it. By default, this was blank because we don't have a crystal ball and don't know what domain you intended to use your system with. So at the top of this meeting, we connected a domain. Now we're in this funnel and we want to connect that same domain to this funnel. And then there's a pathway to it. So figure that you read the address left to right, americasbestcreditrestoration.com. And then there should be a slash after this, because if I just put that in, that's probably going to be my home web page. Now, to get to a funnel page, I have to add this extra path to the end of it, which is, /book_appointment. So that's right here.
That's going to go after .com?
Correct.
Gotcha.
You see this right here at the top? See how it says americasbestcreditregistration.com book appointment? Right. I'll go ahead and show you what this means, but let's say, all I'm going to add a T to it, appointment with a T. And then I go down and I hit save. Now, just to show you how that works, if I go here and I refresh it, I might not get a page. So what I want to do is add the T to it, because that's my new location, right? I hit that, and now we're on that page, right? If I take away the T because we edited and saved that change, probably not going to find that page. Well, it did. Probably.
That's
messing
the
with
piece
me.
that that's
Yep.
what I needed, because if I'm
So
understanding it correctly, once I do that, I put in my domain name, and then I go to that path and put that path, it's extended to my domain name for that particular funnel. Am I correct?
Correct. And that
Got
is
it.
the path for that page. So I always look at a funnel as a sequence of steps or pages. And so there's even like a little bit of step kind of reference here. So step 1 is the home page. That's, you get to the home page, right? Step 2, this would be the second page. And so now you're kind of getting into the process where you get to the schedule and stuff, right? Step 3 is you order the credit report. Step 4 is the login credentials. Step 5 is the appointment confirmed, right? So that's a sequence of pages, but now each one of them has a different slug at the end of it,
Right.
because it has a unique addressable location on the web somewhere, right? That's how, and what's nice is the user navigation as they go through the steps, this stuff is kind of automatically changing at the top of their browser as they go through, because you really don't want people to jump in halfway into your process. What you're trying to do is get them in the top of your funnel so they get to page number 1, right? And what I'm trying to show you here is, how do you share that page number 1 with them so that when you create your post and you add your link, you know that your users are going to get into the top of your funnel. Make sense?
Yeah.
One question. Now it's the funnel thing. I'm really just getting, started with this,
Yep.
getting set up or whatever. Now the funnel is, now where do you put the funnel? Like how do you get to the funnel?
All right. So inside of your all-in-one, we built 5 funnels, and we built like a website. So they're templates that you can use, right? It's a pre-built website. It's pre-built funnels. So the way you do it is on the left-hand side, you see where it says funnels and websites.
Yeah.
There's a little caret beside it. If I click on the word or I click the caret, it opens up to show me or reveal 3 more choices. Funnels would be the first choice. I'm going to click on that. Now I see there's a choice of 5 different funnels sitting here. And so I just picked an example of a book appointments. By clicking that, now I'm in the settings of the pages we built. So this is kind of the navigation. It's like, okay, we went into funnel number 1. Funnel number 1 happens to have 5 pages in it. It's like a sequence of walking through somebody through a process on your site, right? So the first page they're going to see is step number 1. That's the home page. Then after they do something, it's going to take them to page number 2 and page number 3. So it's a guided process. You're trying to drive them to a result or an activity that you want them to do. So that's funnel number 1. And you can see that it has 5 steps in it. Those are the 5 pages. There's a quiz funnel. There's a dollar offer. Here's a lead magnet funnel. So I think Ken and I were talking on the previous call for the demo on the credit repair software. Ken's ready to get some leads, right? So I'm telling Ken, where do you find your ideal audience? Who is going to be your best customer that you want to attract to sign up for your credit repair business? And so what you want to do is probably make a post, a Facebook post that says, hey, if you are looking to improve your credit, I have a free book. I'm going to give you 101 different ways to improve your credit. And they're like, oh man, that sounds great, right? So where do you send them to get that? Well, this is your page. This is your funnel page. And so let's go preview and see what it looks like. And so what you'd want to do is have somebody go on the Facebook post, right? Click on the Facebook post to opt in. And now they want access to this thing. So there's no choices. There's like no pricing. There's no appointment stuff. There's nothing on here, right? It's all about getting them to click and get access to this beautiful thing they want for free, right? So they click this button, they fill in their name and their little asterisks because they're required: first name, last name, phone number, email address, download the book instantly, right? And so once they get through that, then they're taken to the second page where they can download the book. Now, guess what? You've captured their name, email address, phone number, and email address, and it's now in your all-in-one system. So you start nurturing them and saying, hey, you know, credit repair is difficult, but if you do this and that, we can help you and we can improve your score, all that good stuff. So now you start sending them emails, all again with the notion of trying to nurture them or build a relationship where they now have a little trust in you, they understand what you're about, they know how you can help them. So now they want to talk to you, right? It's kind of like, it's a better way than just saying, hey, $50 I'll fix your credit, or $100 I'll fix your credit. And they have so many questions. They're like, I don't know you. Why are you shouting this? Like, why are you standing on a milk crate yelling, I fix credit for $100 a month, right? Nobody's going to walk up to you then, right? You gotta reach out and say, hey, guess what I got? I've got tips on, if you're a first-time home buyer, I got a tip sheet, or I got a lead magnet, right? I got how to legally improve your credit, right? And so you're using bait to draw them in, right? So that's what a funnel is about. I'm going to jump back.
Open up the back end of that though. Okay, from domain, where do we, where do we go to put in, the path? Or is that already set up automatically? Because this is one of the things I want to do.
Yeah, yep, great point. So here's the download. So what I did there was, you have step one, you have step two. They're really just two different pages. When I was talking about this earlier, here's like the lead magnet page, right? And there's the second page. So there could be like two different addresses. So let me show you how you get to those addresses.
That's what I'm looking for.
First off, you're on step number one.
Right.
You go to settings. You don't have this hooked up to a domain yet, so you want to make sure you hook it up to your domain.
There you go.
And now you see how it's /101. So I'm going to copy this
behind my domain.
Back up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm going to go back up to my awesome domain that I had added for you guys earlier. And I'm going to click in here and go paste too many slashes. Enter. Oh, do it again. Slash. It's messing with me. You know what I did? I bet I didn't hit save. Save.
When you put it behind domain, right?
Well, I added the domain, but I didn't hit save, so it made me look like a dummy. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And now we get it. Right, you see at the top where it's America's Best Credit Restoration.com/101. Right.
But wouldn't we have put that in that first step where domain, and then put that pathway in there and then hit save, and it would have taken us to the same thing? Like where we are now, right?
Yeah, for the sake of doing this, this was blank a minute ago.
All right,
and
so showing on mine.
Right. And so what I had to do was I forgot to hit the save button. So it didn't save my change of adding my domain. Once I hit save, because I had that bad URL, right? I had a bad web address and I had a 404 error. Remember when we saw that? I had this. And that's because I hadn't connected it properly. Once I did, boom, it should work.
Right. All right.
So I like funnels as a way, and that what you just saw is what they call an exit pop. So as I'm getting ready to go somewhere else, it popped up that screen. I think I've killed it twice, but they call it an exit pop, right?
So at the end of the day, all of our funnels have to be connected to our domain / or whatever it is pathway, right? and then it would be hot.
Correct. And again, you know, if you think about this, there's well over 100 all-in-one users right now, like as of today. There's no way we could have like figured out or even guessed or would have been anywhere close to knowing what the heck your domains are for you specifically, right? So we have to get that in there. There's probably the permission settings you saw me do, where I went to where I bought my domain and I made some changes to connect it to AIO. Then I specified which domain I own do I want connected to my AIO pages, right? And so as I kind of filled in the blanks, you see how what seemed like it was broken is now a more complete or more connected system. The navigation's working as intended. I just had a lot of blank spaces I had to fill in. Yeah, so the answer is this is the stuff we'll be doing for you on the fast track. You probably saw a page, like a form that you filled in information where we need to know where you got your domain, what's your domain name, so we can go in and make those changes for you.
Hi, Chris.
Yes.
This is Carlene. Hi, Sean.
Hello, Carlene.
Hey.
Yeah. I still can't get into my all-in-one. The link that you sent me is telling me to pay again.
Okay, we'll get it taken care of.
If you can check it out for me, because it's showing me the same old link, not the one that I had previously.
Let me double check.
Okay.
Sean, while you do that, I'm just going to keep rolling for a little bit here.
Yeah.
There's a new feature we've added in here. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but there's an orange help guide up here. There's also some help down here. So we've added some more stuff, like this is a link to our YouTube channel. This is a help library. So let me just cover two things real quick. So help library, if I click help library, notice how this kind of form enters or shows up. I can type in like funnel and hit search, and you can see that it finds context help. There's all kinds of different things. How do you add the Facebook pixel to a funnel? How to activate purchase, how to connect a course and a funnel at checkout, how to customize a funnel or a website for mobile, how to connect your domain to a funnel or a website.
So what you're saying is when you have that, right, you don't have to buy like ClickFunnels again. I'm like all over the place. You don't have to do that. Oh, this is all in one. Because I went and I'm like, this doesn't make sense, because now I'm watching this and it's saying the funnel is already here.
Was it
right?
Charlene? Did I have that right?
Carlene, car,
Carlene,
like a
Carlene.
car. Yeah.
All right. So here's the good news. Do you see all this crazy stuff that's listed here? GoDaddy hosting, ClickFunnels is here.
Okay.
So if you're using lead pages or ClickFunnels, like ClickFunnels has 3 different pricing plans. They have a $97 a month plan where you can host up to 20 funnels for $97 a month. And you know when you sign up for that $97 plan, there's nothing in it. There's no funnels. You have to like go get a template. You've got to do some editing. You got to learn how to build funnels, right? It's just an empty tool. $97 a month, you get started. If you get higher than 20 funnels, if you have more than 20 funnels and you want to add some extra features, your price on ClickFunnels goes to $297 a month. And again, it's empty. They don't build the stuff for you. There's no templates in there. So if you happen to be in the credit repair business, you've got to go figure out who's going to help you build it. Or if you build it yourself, you got to go build your pages, right? So the good news is you have 5 funnels already in your all-in-one, and you don't need a ClickFunnels account. You can save that 97.
I can't open it, because I can't open mine, I'm like, that's why my brain is all over the place. Like, what should I do next?
If
you
you
understand
go
what
to,
I'm saying? So
well,
anytime that is fixed, because I subscribe to them, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense, because I have everything ready. I have my domain, I have my logo, I have everything, but then I'm like, how do I get the dots connected?
Yeah, you're gonna need to pack up your logo and domain and move it over here so you can cancel that silly $97
No, it's not. It's
a month
nowhere.
expense.
It's nowhere. It's still at.
Okay.
I just have the domain. It's nowhere yet.
Okay.
It's
All
nowhere.
right, so
I just got them, but it's nowhere yet. I haven't had anything add to this, because I can't open my all-in-one. It's showing me the old page. I reached out to Sean already, but he sent me the link that I got. It's to sign up again.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get it started. When you start an all-in-one, there is a page you have to go through, and you are going to have to, make some initial choices, and then it generates it. So I'm hoping
because when I first got it, I signed in and I did the DIY. I did all of that already, but then I'm logging in and it showed me something else. It just moved out from that, and it went back to the regular what you had, which I don't know what you had before, because I just started this when it came out, brand new. I'm new, and I started when you all just launched. So so that's why I didn't know that the funnel. I didn't know the funnel was in this, so I have to cancel because I have a trial. So I don't need that, period.
Right.
Okay, so that makes sense in my head now. Like, okay.
Yeah, so it sounds to me like that's okay. My takeaway from it is we just need to get you access to it, and if it hasn't been like configured yet, we'll configure it and get it set up. Like we'll get it started for you so you can get in and access it. It's an easy thing. We'll fix that hopefully in a few minutes here for you.
Okay.
But what I'm showing is that there are for the rest of the viewers on the phone or on the session, there is context sensitive help right here under the help library. And then there is also, so you can type in something like funnel, and it will take you to, there's videos and there's information here about how to do it, right? And so there's a help library in here. The other thing that was recently added, I don't know if you know this, but within the last week, like 5 to 7 days, this new button here appeared. And if you click this, why is it doing that? Must be updating it. We're using this help guide, and so when you log in, you should get context sensitive help here that will walk you through. It was working about an hour ago, but it will walk you through different settings in there. So check that back here. I know there's a lot of new improvements coming. There is a phone system coming to the platform within the next 3 months or so. There's different payment options coming to the platform. So if you sell digital products or things that are non-credit repair related, like, I used an example like jewelry or a training course or a DIY book or something, you will have other payment options in here. I know they just added an AI chatbot that will help find calendar appointments more efficiently, right? So there's a lot of good stuff coming to this. Fast track setup, we covered that question. All right, anybody else have any questions maybe I missed? I know I jumbled around a bunch of different things here.
I got a question. It's not nothing that you went over. It's a problem that I'm having. I don't know if I have got it resolved. But on my mail gun, I still haven't been able to send emails out. And like I said, I use Bluehost, and I put those files into my Bluehost. And but when I go back to mail, it's not showing verified. So I actually was going to take care of that, but I ended up getting on the call. But I was seeing, was it something, should it show on Mailgun, if should it show verified off the back, or does it take because I already had those in for over 24 hours also.
I don't know how to answer that question because you're using Bluehost or something different. Are you using like this forwarding address kind of service?
what when I went into the I didn't do that because I went into the launch help, and it showed me how to actually add the how I should add my mail gun. So I never went to this spot right here. I clicked on it and seen it, but when I go to the help, and it showed about the mail gun, it never showed me. It never brought this up. It told me how to connect to my my Bluehost.
Yeah. So, and
So is
when
there a
you say
simple way to
Bluehost,
do it? Use it right here. Is there a simple way to do it?
it's not a simple way to do this. So what we should be doing is you're going to need to set up your mailgun service, but there's going to be a way that you need to connect it to all-in-one. And so there should be a part of the process where you come back to SNMP here and do the forwarding or add it, right? Sean, are you still with us?
Yeah.
Do you remember the part of the mailgun setup? I don't do it every day, so I'm a little rusty at it. But mailgun, if you go like Bluehost that he's saying, it sounds like that's who he has his domain with.
Right.
And so there's going to be a setting that you have to do in the DNS on the Bluehost. But I really think you have to kind of connect it to all-in-one so that the Bluehost settings, like the domain and the connection to the mail service happens in here too.
Yeah. So if he set up his own mailgun, then I believe we'd have to set that up for him on the agency side. Is we have to update that mailgun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you saying I'm supposed to set up my own mailgun?
You don't need to set up your own mailgun to send emails. You can use ours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
when I went to you guys, they showed me in the marketplace, and then it showed you how to set up mailgun. It tells you that it says go set up an account in mailgun. So I didn't know. So I can just go right here and do it. Because if it is that what you're basically saying?
Yeah. So your account should be already set up to send emails. So we're gonna go ahead and update that. Thanks for bringing it up to because when we initially launched it, people did have to set up their own mailgun, but a lot of people were having issues with that. As you can see, it's not the easiest thing to do, right? So we decided to let people use our mailgun.
Okay.
And cover that cost, right?
I appreciate that.
So Sean, so can you call me, because I'm still confused. Like I'm big confused because I just started this in August, and I'm like, why is this something? Because I had no idea. I just started, period, with any kind of credit repair business. I'm just learning. So why is this something like new from what I had? And I started with the new one, and it just bumped me out of the new one and showing me the old system, which I had no idea about the old system. So then am I signing up again? Because you sent me the same thing that you did before. So if you want to, you can call me and then we can discuss this, because I am like a lot confused.
So I'm not sure. You already signed up for the free AIO?
Remember, I didn't know. I only, when I signed up in the beginning, I only signed up for the all-in-one. I didn't know about the old system because I was new to it. So I didn't know what you had before.
You have to sign up for the CRO in order to get the all-in-one. That was the deal that we gave you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not just going to give you all-in-one for free, right? I mean, that's
no, what I remember, I don't know how it works, right? Because when I signed up, it was, that's what I'm saying. Just call me, because you're doing
yeah, I'm pretty booked up for the rest of the day, but I can communicate with you through like email, or if you want to text or something like that.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out.
Yeah,
we'll get you straightened out for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm not talking about costs or anything. I just want to move on to what you have.
I'm sure we can straighten it out. I'm almost out of time here. I see Jessica Lee has one question, and let me see if I can handle that, and then we will get you straightened out, I promise.
Okay.
Jessica, I see your question here. Can you, about adding the logo? The logo is going to be a little more in-depth process. I'll do a go live or something in the AIO group to explain that. There's a couple of steps there that we're going to have to do on the logo. And then the next part of your question on Vonage. Vonage is not a compatible phone system with the all-in-one system. You could probably forward a number there, but you can actually go, if you're in settings and you go to phone numbers, there is the ability to go and get a Twilio number through the system. So if you don't have a phone number in the pool, you can click add a number. If you do that, it will create track. That's not correct. I have slightly different settings available here, but basically it's a phone number. Why am I getting that? Twilio settings. Looks like I've got different settings here, but you can actually, yeah, I'm at an agency level. I apologize. Let me jump back and see if I can show you. So here I am in my demo. Give it a second to load. And then I go to settings. And then I go to phone numbers. And then here I can go to add a number. And then it gives me the ability to start typing in an area code where I'm located and search for available phone numbers. Let me try a 727. Oh, that's weird. So I got something broken, but you should be able to pick a phone number area code. When you hit search, it should give you a number of phone numbers to choose from, and then you can pick and get them. I think they're $1 to purchase the phone number. And then there is also a place in here where you would need to go to, I don't see it here. I think it says billing somewhere right beside here, company billing. And you can top up or use a credit card on file. It's very inexpensive, like 900 text messages or SMS messages. It should be like 10 bucks or less. So you can top up and put a credit in there. Just like giving you a Ferrari, you're gonna have to put gas in it, but there should be a way to get an inexpensive phone number. And then you can do some forwarding and stuff to your other number, but it would not be possible for you to take your Vonage phone number and hook it directly. You'd have to do a forwarding or something, or ask Vonage to transfer that phone number over to your Twilio account, which I understand takes about a month or so. But that would be the way to do that. Now, the next question you have about pay for delete, because this is the all-in-one sales and marketing platform that we're talking about answering questions on this session, your pay for delete settings are going to be done over in your credit repair software. And Sean covers that in detail. If you look at our YouTube channel, there are a number of things. If you search for pay for delete, it should walk you through that, but there's settings and things that you can do inside of your credit repair software to support the pay for delete. So if you haven't gone here and looked, there's a whole bunch of AIO training here.
I meant on the website, on the website, the checkout page. It's
Okay.
a custom field on that checkout page.
Okay.
And it's got a monthly thing, and I don't do monthly.
Okay. Is it one of these values then?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So it sounds like maybe just manually editing your web page then. And so the way you would do that is you go to your website, you go to the web page, you go to wherever the pricing is located, like on the checkout, you do an edit. And from there.
So right there where it says custom HTML, JavaScript, that whatever that is, when you go to the preview, it's got like $19 a month, and I don't know how to change that.
Yeah, you could probably delete that whole section.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can edit that right into HTML. You can open up that custom HTML and you can edit all that white writing.
Yeah.
You can change it to whatever you want it to be.
setup fee, yeah, you could change the text here. So, and so this is hard to read, but things inside a bracket are kind of code related. The white
Okay.
text, like they're saying here, is editable. This B and then not B, this is to bold that word. And then there's like this slash P, this is a you know, like a paragraph space. So you could actually go in there and do that. The way I did that was I picked the second section, I clicked on it, then I went over here to code editor, and then it gives
Okay.
me the ability to type a change in there and click save once I've done that. I
Okay.
would not erase all of this good stuff. What I would recommend you do is a little piece at a time. I would say if $19 is the wrong price, change just the price here. Like, don't erase all the rest of it and then hit save. So make it $29, right? And so just a minor edit, hit save. And then I would go and preview to see what that looks like. And then you'll see that now it says $29. So that's how you could edit that particular text there.
All right.
And then
Okay.
this thing that's missing, this is where you're supposed to put in like customize the link for your sign up. So there's a sign up form here that goes directly to your credit repair software.
Gotcha. Okay. All right,
All
cool.
right.
And also, Jessica, if you go to w3schools.com, it'll give you all type of coding that you can learn to edit all the HTML.
Okay.
Chris, I had two questions. The first one, I heard you say something about Mailgun. You guys are offering that? Because I already signed up and it said that it was a free plan and there might be issues with delivering of the email if you stay on the free plan. On the Mailgun, just the account itself, not setting it up, just the account itself. I heard you say something that you guys are going to offer it free too.
So we have Mailgun built in. Mailgun is the default sender for this platform. This platform AIO is built on something called Go High Level. And so that's how we benefit from some of the new features that we've talked about, like the WordPress hosting. There's a phone system coming within the next couple of months. And so we use bulk service providers like Mailgun for email and Twilio for SMS messaging and phone. And
yeah,
so
I set up Twilio and I set up Mailgun. I mean, well, I created an account and I set up Twilio. I have the number. But the question I have is, I already have a number with Open Phone. Is that integratable? And also, am I able to use my Business 365 email that I have with GoDaddy instead of using the Mailgun? I have the premium Business 365 with GoDaddy.
I think we're going to have to go through these questions one at a time. I don't think I have enough time to answer all of this now at the end of this call. To answer your question about
go ahead.
Yeah, about another third-party phone system will not directly integrate here. It has to be through the Twilio, and so you may have to connect like a forwarding or forward to a number or something. On the email, it's probably possible. I just need to do some studying and figure that out. I'm sure we could figure out whether that's possible. Most of the time, what we do is we have to add some DNS settings so that you can send email through here, but it's a little more involved, right?
I understand.
What we're trying to do with the system is integrate a unified communication, right? The advantage of hooking up your email here is that it will send email from the system based on the workflows. It will use the templates. And when you see responses, you can trigger actions and stuff. Same with if they call somebody back from an SMS message, it comes back into the view or the unified communication portion of this, related to the contact and stuff. So there's advantages of having, I'm just going to look at a contact here. If I go to a contact in a list, do I have any contacts in here? If I go, I'm not sure who this is. If I go click in here, this conversation history and the ability to send an SMS or email out of here is one of the advantages of having this kind of integrated, right? So when we
Okay.
start going off the script and saying, well, I've got this for that, and I've got this over here for that, the initial thought was, how do we eliminate this, the technology stack that people are building on their own with all these additional monthly fees? How do we roll that up into one unified system that works together and eliminate all these extra costs? And so when you start dragging things from this stack and trying to connect them in, it may or may not integrate as easily because it was meant to eliminate or replace those.
Okay. Now the other question I had, you mentioned something. I'm gonna do a live video when I get home about that. But basically, what I did was when I created my price list, I copied the HTML that is in the frequently asked questions, and I just edited the text. In the drop down menu, it kept popping back up. So I had to find the e-propagation to stop that so it locks when you click down. I'm gonna do a live video, but you mentioned something about I should be doing the demos. If you guys want to put me on the payroll, I got no problem with that. But the other question I
we have to be making
had,
money first.
okay, the other question I had, yeah, I'm coming off of being disabled. I was in a horrible accident.
Yeah, and Chris, I didn't mean it in
Yeah.
a mean way. What I think one of the things we're struggling with on the initial
Mhm.
group of people is we're trying not to drown them with information, and when we give them too much information, we wind up with more questions than answers. And we're a
I
very
totally
small
understand
team,
that.
very small
Coming from,
team of about
but
three.
coming from the hood, I know
Yeah.
I know how to simplify things so people can
Okay.
understand them, and
Yeah.
I'm just being honest about that,
Maybe you
So
can help me.
I will help anybody. I'm a born again Christian. I gave my life to Christ, and I'm all about helping. I helped everybody in Credit Repair Cloud before I came over here. I love this program, especially the fact that you guys are in Florida, so it's not California
Yeah.
laws. But the other question I had is, I created on my webpage, I created a form, okay? And the form has the legal notices, federal and state, because Florida, all my clients are in Florida. I want to integrate that form to be the first thing that clients have contact with. So how do I add that into the workflow aspect to make sure that's the first process? And then from there, after they're done with the first process, because my biggest issue is because of my injury, my response time is nil. Like, it's very bad. And I don't want to damage my reputation in business not being able to respond to people, So that's been my biggest issue. I just want to make sure that when one process is done, they're automatically sent the other email to begin the second process. Boom, 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 or text message.
Yeah, so I don't know that you're going to get the opt-in or the approval, or you know what I mean? Like if you send somebody an email and it has a bunch of legalese at the bottom of it, is you're not going to get a confirmation from them directly on an email as easily. I would suggest that you add it to a funnel page or a web page, so that they opt in, whether it's a pop-up or something, right? So that they opt in to continue to get that, or they
we're
opt
required by
into the
law.
form.
We're required by law for a client to sign the legal disclosure before they, and it's written in the Credit Repair Authorization Act, Title 41, Chapter 15, Title 41. We're required by law to provide them with their rights before they have any other agreement.
I understand.
Go ahead, Sean.
Chris, what I would ask you is, I'm not an attorney and I'm not qualified to give legal advice. So, I can give you the kind of the how, but I shouldn't be venturing into the why.
I wasn't asking about the
it's
legal
not,
advice, Chris. I was just
no.
asking about the form I built. How do I make that the first process? Because I created it myself and it's not in your system as a process. So I want to know how that form that I created, I can make that the first step that the clients. That's all. Nothing about the legal. Just I created a form. I want that to be the first step. How do I make that the first step?
Did you hear what I said about the website and the funnel?
Yeah.
So that
So
would be
it's
the
better
pathway.
to do it through the funnel than on my site itself.
Yeah, how is a customer going to make first contact with you?
when they go to the website, it says get
Yeah.
started. That's the form pops right up.
That's
their
where I would do
information-
it. I wouldn't do it in a workflow because it's already, they've made contact with you already.
Okay. And when they make contact like that, all the information, it's because I created that form. So because I created this form, so I just want to make sure, you know what, before I go through all that, I'm just going to run some tests and see how it goes. And then I'll go from there. Because I just
Yeah, that
created a
would-
form and I haven't ran no tests, and I'm going to throw it through my test client email and run some
Yeah,
tests.
again, I would map out
Yeah.
your process and realize that before you make first contact with somebody, if your intent is to try to drive them to a scheduled meeting or something, or provide a free consultation, and
Yeah.
you feel like you need to have disclosures or something agreed upon beforehand, that's
Mhm.
probably not in a client nurture email or even a lead nurture email. It's
Mhm.
probably something on your funnel or in your website.
Yeah,
That
I
would be
created
my
the form
quick
on my
advice,
website.
right?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
did. I
and
created the form on my website. That's
Okay.
exactly what I did. That's
I'm
what I was
sorry,
trying to
folks.
explain.
I'm about 30 minutes over time right now. I
Okay.
appreciate your time, and I'll do the best to continue to answer your questions, but I'm out of time for today.
Okay.
Thank you so much.